In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best center cards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. Before we go into Season 6, who are your guys' favorite centers to be running right now in the game? And of course, let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be this Pink Diamond Diop card. I know I say his name wrong. You guys can obviously let me know how to pronounce his name, because you guys do in every single video that I do mispronounce his name. So I say Diop. I know it's like Diop or something like that, but he's a really good 7-foot center. He has a 7'4" wingspan, plays really good defense in game, 94 block, 94 interior defense, and yes, his jump shot's only at a 73 for his three-pointer, and he has no shooting badges in the game. But this jump shot, the Chris Bosh base Oscar Robertson upper on quick timing, is super money, man. I'm not gonna lie, for a big man, it's one of my favorite releases in the game. And then he's also got some very solid dribble sigs. He's got quick drops off one. I mean, the 37 ball handle is a huge flaw with the card, but other than that, for your center position, I do think he's a top 10 center in the game. At the number 9 spot for me is going to be Pink Diamond Dino. Now, I think he's probably more of a power forward and better at the power forward position, but he can still play center and be perfectly fine being 6'11" with a 7'11" wingspan. So he's almost got an 8-foot wingspan, which is going to be crazy good for the defensive side of things, whether it's grabbing rebounds, getting contests, blocking shots. Having a longer wingspan is obviously going to be super helpful. And then offensively, I mean, I like the card's dribble sigs. His movement is really good. Having this defensive size up, the Kobe Bryant escape is pretty nice. And then I personally love the Donovan Mitchell base. So all around, I mean, this card's got a good jump shot. He's pretty quick. He's got a great wingspan, plays good defense. I do think he's the 9th best center in the game. At the number 8 spot, I did want to include Kevin Garnett, even though he's more of a power forward, and if you guys have this card, I would just recommend playing him at the 4. But if you guys do want to run him at the 5, I mean, he can play the 5 at not a terrible level. I mean, he's 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan. Really good defensive stats. I mean, 97 block, 95 interior defense, 90 steal, 90 perimeter, and then he's also super quick. He's super athletic. But yeah, all around, I do think Kevin Garnett is the 8th best center in the game. At the number 7 spot, I do want to give it to the Dark Matter Shaq. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this card because his jump shot is completely terrible and only has a 63 ball. So shooting threes with this card is going to be super inconsistent. But if you play him like a point center, where he's taking the slower centers off the dribble, if you match a Yao Ming, if you match even like a Kristaps, you match some cards that don't have crazy high speed. I mean, he's got 97 speed, 93 speed with ball. He's got Hall of Fame clamp breaker, quick first step. So if you use this card to his strengths and you really know how to take advantage of Shaq, his player build, his athleticism, his offense, his defense, if you know how to take advantage of this card on the offensive end, using him as kind of like a point center and kind of isoing at the top of the key in like a pass and screen away 5 out, or just whatever 5 out you want to run, I mean, that's when he can be super effective, and I do think is a top 10 center in the game. But if you're not using him to his strengths, I don't think he's really that great of a card. But if you know how to use this card, I do think he's the 7th best center in the game. At the number 6 spot, I think Greg Oden is Shaq, but with a 3 ball and can shoot, like, has a better jump shot. 79 3 ball, can shoot the 3 at not a great level, but he's got a more consistent jump shot than Shaq in my opinion. And then he does have like a 79 3 ball, and he can hold every shooting badge in the game. So if you want to badge him out, you definitely can go ahead and do so. But I think he's pretty much Shaq on the defensive end, rebounds, finishing around the basket. Maybe not as dominant and as good of a defender, but I think because of his player model, he has a really wide player model. Is going to really help him out on the defensive end. And I feel like he's basically, like I said, Shaq, but with a jump shot. At my number 5 spot is going to be the Dark Matter D-Rob. I mean, he's still one of the best big men in the game. He's a 7'1" center with a 7'5" wingspan. I do think he's better at the power forward position. So most likely, if you have this card, you probably want to maybe run him at the 4, unless you're really struggling for centers. But he's still going to be very good defensively with a 98 block, 98 interior defense, 88 steal, 90 perimeter. So all around, can play very good defense. He's got almost every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game except for Pick Dodger. Jump shot wise, I do wish it was on very quick timing, so he had a quicker jump shot, but still, it is a decent release. And all around, I think D-Rob is still the 5th best center in the game. In my opinion, though, I think Dark Matter Cream is just a tad bit better. I mean, he's 7'2", does have a little bit better of a player model than D-Rob as well. And also, I think slightly, you know, he's a bit better of a defender. Not a crazy amount better defensively, but I do like Kareem a little bit more on the defensive end compared to a card like D-Rob. Also, their SIGs are very similar. I mean, they can move at a decent level. They're not going to be, you know, running your offense, especially on the perimeter, but they can still handle the ball at a decent level. And then jump shot wise, I do like D-Rob's release, but I feel like for the player model and a little bit better of defense, I think Kareem is the overall better center card. And then at my number 3 spot, I do think it's going to be Dark Matter Kristaps. Now, I would say 2 through 4. So Kristaps at 3, Cream at 4, and then you guys will see who's at number 2. I think you could really flip-flop it however you guys want to. For me, I'm going Kristaps at 3. He's 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan, and we all know Kristaps is going to be one of the best poppers, one of the best stretch bigs in the game, possibly even, I mean, I would say he probably is the best stretch big in the game. He's got a 95 3 ball, 93 mid-range, tons and tons of good Hall of Fame shooting badges, and then for a Kristaps card, they really souped him out on the defensive end, having a 95 block, 94 interior defense, and they gave him some really good Hall of Fame defensive badges like Anchor, Chase on Artist, Interceptor, Pogo Stick, Post Lockdown, Rebound Chaser is super nice to have on your center card. And then you look at the animations, he's got a jump shot on very quick timing, which I do think is a pretty good release, and then at least they did give him the MJ dribble style and the normal leaner. So for me personally, I think KP is going to be the 3rd best center in the game right now. At the number 2 spot, I love this Dikembe card. I think he is the 2nd best center in the game. I think he's so much better at center than he is power forward though, because of his defense, his player model. I mean, he's 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan. His defense is elite, one of the best center defenders in the game in my opinion. I mean, just like D-Rob, he's got almost every single Hall of Fame defensive badge. He's got a 98 block, 98 interior defense. For me, he's just D-Rob with a little bit better of defense because of his player model, his height, and his wingspan. He's a tad bit better than a card like D-Rob, but especially the player build. I do think he's got more of a lanky and just kind of wide player build than a D-Rob, and I also do prefer his jump shot. Now that obviously comes down to preference. Not everybody's going to think Dikembe's got a better release, but in my opinion, I do think he's even got a better jump shot than a card like D-Rob. So for me, I think Dikembe is the 2nd best center in the game, and then at the number 1 spot, I mean, it is very obvious, but you still got to give it to the Galaxy Yao Ming. I mean, I do want to say quickly, like, this card, I just feel like he came out way too early in the game cycle. If you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions. I mean, why do we get a 7'6" Yao Ming with a 7'9" wingspan on January the 20th? Now you might say, oh, well, he has like low speed, low 3 ball. That's what they always do with Yao Ming cards around January if he does get a card. He has 80 speed, 80 acceleration. Why does he have 80 speed? Yeah, if you look at a card like Diop, right? Diop just came out. I know he's only a pink diamond, but he's only 1 tier low below the Galaxy Opal. He's got 84 speed. Yao Ming is going to move just as fast as a 7-foot center Diop card, and he's 7'6". And then you might say, okay, well, he doesn't have a 3 ball. He can't shoot threes. 78 3 ball. Can hold most of the good shooting badges in the game for a center card, and then his jump shot's on quick timing, and he's got a good release. So it's not like his jump shot's baited and you can kind of leave him open, you can sag off him. You can't sag off Yao. People know his jump shots. He's got one of the most clean center jump shots in the game, and I feel like it's super easy to green. And then we know this card is so glitchy on the defensive end. I feel like if this card came out today, I would still say it might be a little bit too early for this glitchy of a center Yao card, but he came out all the way back on January the 20th. So in my opinion, I do think it was way too early, but yes, easily he's going to be the best center in the game, and he'd probably be the best center till, I don't know, maybe May. He might be the best center till May, till we get a new Dark Matter Yao, Dark Matter Taco. Maybe they soup out like a Sumbu Lar, or they soup out like a Manute Bowl, something like that. Maybe could be better than Yao Ming possibly, but right now he's easily going to be the best center in the game. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the Yao Ming stuff that I was talking about there quickly, and then obviously let me know what you guys would change about my top 10 and who you guys think are the best centers in the game. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.